My name is Robbie Johnson, and I'm the director of the Juvenile Department. And I've been with the department for 28 years. I've been the director for 7 years. Juvenile departments are statutorily required county departments. Our laws and our structure are laid out in the 419 statutes, and our purpose is laid out in the PowerPoint. The second part of our purpose talks about our continuum of services, and so I'll address that. We are responsible for initiating all cases, juvenile delinquency cases that come to us from law enforcement. So that could be court cases, that could be informal cases, or other diversion services. We provide probation supervision and individualized case management and skill building to youth. We connect youth with any needed treatment that they have, and we provide case management skills and skill building development. We facilitate community service and engagement opportunities. We do that through a contract with the next door. We partner with the victim's advocate to ensure that crime victims' rights are met and that victims are receiving restitution and needed support. We are responsible for expunging the majority of delinquency records, and that is a required statute and a funded mandate. And then I oversee the operation of the Norcore Detention Facility with the other 3 directors that are involved in that facility. Our staffing, we have 4 staff. That consists of myself, a supervisor, and 2 juvenile counselors. Budget reductions in previous years have led to the cut of 2 FTEs, and we've never resumed those positions. So that was a support staff position as well as a juvenile tracker position. The juvenile tracker also ran a work crew for us and then did some general support of POs, and then the support staff was clerical. Recent cuts in adult parole and probation have led to a complete cut in work crew. So we were able to work with that person after our juvenile tracker was cut, but with the loss in that department, we don't have any work crew outside of our contract with the next door that's grant funded. The challenges for our department right now. Cases involving violence and DUIs are increasing. This is not just us, this is statewide. In looking at a snapshot of our current cases, we have a murder case, and this is our first murder in roughly 35 years, juvenile murder. We have robberies and assaults, sex abuse cases, and DUIs. The needs and acuity of youth are increasing. We are seeing more gang-impacted youth now. We're having to learn about that population as it hasn't been an issue for us in the past, and we're having to implement new strategies to address their needs. Our legislative mandates are increasing our workload. So specifically, the expungement laws are increasing and are now taking up about 25% of the supervisor's time. And the funds that go with that certainly don't meet that workload. The reduced staffing challenges, they create a response-based approach. So we are putting out fires, and we're not always able to take the time and think about proactive responses or to do prevention work. The results of this combined pressure ultimately result in issues around opportunities for intervention, system capacity problems, and an increased risk to long-term youth health and safety. Our funding. So we are a general fund department. We don't have much in the form of revenue. We have a little. We have JCP, Juvenile Crime Prevention, basic dollars. Those are pass-through dollars that come from the state. They're allotted based on your population. So ours is around $70,000 every biennium. So $35,000 every year. In a lot of counties, those are used, most counties, I think those are used for youth services. In our county, those go directly to the cost of assisting and paying for one of the probation officers. We also have expungement reimbursement, as I said. That is roughly going to be $9,000 to $10,000 a year. So helpful, but not as much as we need. We have court and Department of Corrections pass-through dollars. That's been about $27,000 a year. And then we have the JCP prevention grant, and those are dollars that come from the Department of Education, and we are using them to fund a community service program now through the Next Door. I think it's important to know that with the recent cuts that we've just even had in the last month, and looking at past budget documents, our taking out the grant from Department of Ed, because that's not county money, our materials and services budget is half of what it was in the 2009-2010 budget. And that includes our client services. Our client services budget is $14,000. In 2009 and 10, it was $29,000, and I can remember a time when it was $34,000 and $37,000 before that. So those are big cuts, and that's money that is to serve youth. When we look at comparable sized counties, the staffing levels are 5, 6, and 7. I'm looking at Crook and Union, Tillamook, and Wasco, and Jefferson are similarly sized, and they all have support staff. They all have community service programs. They all have prevention staff. They all have the ability to run programs, and they all have they all have vehicles. I only mention vehicles because they are commuting kids. They are transporting kids to appointments. They are assisting with things that we just aren't able to do without a vehicle. Additionally, our sheriff's office has been kind enough to do all of our transports for arrests, and that doesn't happen in other counties. And so because of their generosity, we are able to function without having to do that, but certainly that could end if they aren't able to meet our capacity. So in closing, we're responsible for protecting the public and reducing juvenile crime is really what it comes down to. We serve kids. We serve kids who are struggling. We serve kids who have harmed others and that need accountability and that need our services to make the necessary changes in their life. I talked about the snapshot of kids. When we look at the sex abuse cases, those take years of supervision and in very intense supervision. We want to ensure that our community is safe. We want to ensure that those kids get the best possible treatment that they can so that they don't continue to harm anyone in the future. When we talk about our DUIs increasing, we have kids on the road that are putting everybody at risk by driving drunk. They have treatment needs. They have supervision needs that we need to meet. And the robberies and the increase in assaults. We've had youth this year with broken jaws and broken noses, elderly people getting robbed. We have kids that need our help and need our support. So I am asking that in looking at this year's proposed budget, where we have already taken a cut, that you adopt the budget that we have proposed for the juvenile department. Thank you.